what I want to talk about today is something I've been playing around with for almost a year now, and I'm almost like a complete noob when it comes to it. And that's using Linux on my PC. One of the things that really excites me about this is my gaming PC, which I'm going to say is like high end, right? It's like sub $800. But it's pretty good, right? I'd say it's comparable to a PS5, maybe a little under, right? But over the past like year, my PC's been slowing down. I can fix things on my PC. I know when to add more RAM. I know when to, work on, one component or another. I know if I need to upgrade. But for the most part, it's also a wall when it comes to my skill level and my time. So I wasn't really like in the realm of saying I want to go upgrade my PC. I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a brand new build. Just something that where I had want to go play Red Dead Redemption 2 or TF2 or things that would work on a base model PS5. So when I see that my PC is slowing down, and this was as of last year, my first inclination is I guess it's time for a new build, right? And at this point in my life, I'm cheap. I'm a little bit more frugal, a little bit more conscious as to, am I going to just go buy all these parts and build a new PC? I didn't really want to do that. I spent about $60 on some RAM last year, and that kind of helped, but not really. And I don't know, I just felt like I had hit a wall, right? I could play some games on it, there was no problem, there was no lag, but it wasn't the best experience. So I just kind of left it alone. Now, last year I bought a Lenovo laptop, and I got into the camp of installing Linux. I installed Pop! OS onto the Lenovo laptop, and I loved it. I think that as far as laptop experiences go, I haven't had an experience like that since I first bought my MacBook in like 2006. I mean, right, there's been other MacBooks that came out. It's just when you have such a great laptop and you're like, I could use this for writing, I could use this for voice recording, I could use this for just basic stuff, because I'm not a power user when it comes to laptops. Browsing the internet, watching YouTube, watching movies, playing a few lightweight games. I'm not a huge power user when it comes to laptops. I just like to do what I can do on it, and I'm not like rendering graphics, I'm not editing a lot of video. So it was a perfect situation for me just to have Linux on there, and I have had zero problems with that laptop. It is just fun to play with, it is fun to have, and it's just an experience when you can install something that takes your knowledge and your experience to the next level, right? And maybe it's not a higher level. Like, I don't think I did anything like stupendously skilled, but I would say it's like opening up a window, right? You're in the same house, that house being your laptop, that house being your PC. But it's funny that we're using the window analogy, because Windows is honestly kind of closed off. And when you actually install something lightweight and usable and just overall freeing, it really feels like you opened up a window in your house. It feels refreshing. It feels brand new. You didn't have to spend $1,000 to $1,500 on a new MacBook to get that lightweight experience. And not to mention, with Linux, there's more gaming options coming to it. I think that's what really drew me in for my gaming PC. Because it had been, at least to my knowledge, it had never really been a viable option for gaming in the past. And, the algorithm is great, the algorithm could be bad, but lately the algorithm's been feeding me a lot of really good content as far as Linux and gaming. And what interested me in it was that I know the Steam Deck is based off of Linux, is built on Linux. So I think that it really started growing with the advent of the Steam Deck, gaming, that is. And of course, people have taken what they've learned on the Steam Deck and applied it to new distros and applied it to playing games on there. So you know what? I said, fuck it. I am going to delete Windows, do a fresh install of Ubuntu, and see where it goes. I don't even know if Ubuntu is the best option for gaming. I don't know if Ubuntu is the best distro for Linux. Most people would probably tell me no, there's better ones. It's just what I had. I had recently installed Linux on a Microsoft Surface, just for something lightweight. I wanted to use it as a digital calendar in my kitchen. Didn't want any fluff, just something that was going to work. And had a couple of installs that I could, work with Linux with touch, right? Works great. No complaints. I just had Ubuntu on a USB drive, popped it into my computer, installed, and within maybe 20 minutes, half hour, I was up and running. And I haven't looked back. I haven't missed Windows at all. Is there going to be a couple things that I'm like, hey, I can't get this on Linux, like Photoshop? Yeah. Is video editing, I do just ran a red light. Is video editing gonna be like the best option on Linux? That is yet to be seen. I guess I could run CapCut on there. Like that's literally all I need. Again, I'm not a power user when it comes to video creation. That might be like the only thing I need. Or DaVinci Resolve. I haven't tried that out yet. My brother laughs at me every time I mention that. He's a video editor. So he knows his software, and when I say, hey, DaVinci Resolve works on Linux, he starts laughing. Yeah, there's gonna be stuff that like is not gonna work perfect on there. And you know what, like honestly, having worked on a MacBook for like so long and using Mac products, like I'm kind of used to that. Like I'm not gonna be like, oh, like, I can't get this software on here, so like I'm not going to use Linux. Like, no, I'm kind of used to that. Like Mac has always been that way. Mac has never been like a gaming machine. So when it comes to like actual work, I've always been the type that makes do with the free products. And if I have to start using GIMP on my PC to edit photos or whatever it is, I'll start using GIMP. I'll learn how to use it. Is it going to be the best experience? Probably not, but I could barely use Photoshop anyways. So I haven't looked back in putting Linux on my PC. It's been like a great experience. Now, I will say this. If you are not like a tinkerer, I wouldn't worry. I wouldn't worry too much, because let me tell you something. My knowledge of how to use Linux is like noob level. But we live in an era where what you want to figure out can be accessed on Reddit posts, YouTube. There's always some sort of tutorial or someone that had this question before, that I'm pretty sure like your problems are not going to be unique to your experience using Linux. And when I say you have to be a tinkerer, I am like baseline, hey, how do I do this, of a user on Linux. And I've had a great experience. It's fun. I feel more connected to my device, my PC, my laptop, my Surface Pro. Because I think what's important is that you're gonna learn things along the way. And I haven't felt like, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna break it. I haven't had that experience yet. And when it comes to installing games, that's where I've been the most impressed. That's where I feel like almost like I'm 10 years old again, and messing around on my family computer so that I could figure things out. And like along the way, like you learn little nuggets, and maybe like you don't get all the way sometimes, but you get really close. And for some, that's not an experience that they want. I get that. But it's an experience I haven't had on a PC in a long time. Now, I won't even say it's that dramatic, but literally, like if I wanted to install a game that was only for Windows, like Steam will literally only allow you to install certain games, right? It says only for Windows. You literally have to click in the settings and say that you're willing to install that on any system, and it will open up, right? I'm using layman's terms, but it's literally like 3 clicks away. You click it, it'll let you install the game. Like I installed, gosh, what was the game? I know I installed Ghost of Tsushima and, my God, I'm drawing a blank here. Sorry, I know I installed Ghost of Tsushima. Initially, it wouldn't let me install it. Clicked around and let me install it. Guardians of the Galaxy, Windows game. Clicked around, let me install it. And these are games that are running off of Wine, running off of Lutris, free software. Haven't paid a dime. Clicked around maybe a total of 10 times per game to install them. Google searched 10 minutes to figure out how to install it. It's like not that bad. And my favorite experience so far, and I haven't had a lot of experiences, however, my favorite experience so far is installing the, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, right? That was the game I was looking for. I installed that. My favorite experience so far was installing the Rockstar launcher for Red Dead Redemption 2. It took a little longer, right? I mean, most of the time when you're playing games anyways, like you have to wait for installers, you have to wait for updates. It didn't take much longer than updating your system to play that game. So, to download the installer, to run the installer, to run it off of Lutris and get it working, it took maybe 20 minutes. Signing into the Rockstar launcher, which is clunky as hell. But once you sign in, I had Red Dead Redemption 2 running, and it works. My game was saved in the cloud. I was I had been not afraid, because I did kind of say, F it, I'm just going to install Ubuntu. But I was like, okay, if I lose the save file, I lose the save file. It wouldn't be the first time I've had to start the game over again. I probably won't start the game over again if I lose my save file. But it was there. And I was so besides myself when I was able to install the game, pick up where I left off on Windows. Running, no issues, 0 issues. Best experience I've had, most fun experience, most insightful and most insightful and educating experience I've had so far in playing it. And I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it to anybody that's just like, F it, I'm done, my PC is slow, because once you install Linux, all those slow issues are out the window. You are not going to have those slow issues anymore. You're just not. My Windows was bloated. There were background processes running that were pissing me off because I couldn't figure out what they were. And again, I have 2 kids now. I didn't have time to go and do a deep dive for 4 hours and address them. I just don't have that time anymore. And Windows is honestly they're not even handing it to anybody. However, the power is going into the users' hands of their PCs, and they're giving that power away because gaming should not be as complicated on Windows as it is. And I think I foresee a future. Windows is not going anywhere. All right, let's be real. Windows is going to be here for the next 50 years. But I see a future in which Linux is going to be the gaming platform for PC. It's going to be no question. People are going to go build their PC, and Windows is going to try to have some sort of stranglehold on gaming. They're going to try, but I don't think they're going to be very successful. And that power is going to go into the user's hands. And I think Linux is the future of gaming so far. I really think that, because it is just too empowering for a user on the PC. And I think that it is for the better. I think that gaming on PC is going to get that much better. When Steam came around, really came around and was really enticing people to say hey, we got games for $5. And people were like, holy shit, I'm going to go, holy shit, I'm going to go build the PC that I wanted since I was a kid. And then when it did that and experienced what it was like to be on a PC, I think that's what Linux is going to do for the next level of gaming, because I think that it's kind of hit a wall because because GPUs are so powerful, it's hit a bit of a wall, but I think that's where it's going. I really do. So there are many people on here that have better tutorials and better explanations of how to install Linux. I highly suggest you go and just Google Linux install or Linux on a gaming PC. Pewdiepie just posted a video of him converting to Linux. I highly recommend that video. It's a great video. But if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Leave your comments below on if you're using Linux, if you're considering it. I'd love to have the conversation with you. And thanks for checking this out. Bye.